being around the right people, like being maybe on streams like this where people are making money trading, they're getting funded, they're taking payouts, they've got live accounts. But being in live streams and being around other traders that were consistently making serious money was like, I was like, wow, okay, here it is right in front of my face. What do I have to do to work on myself, my trading to put this together? So I think your community, people that you're with.
Love those two different takes there. For me, what made me realize trading was real and sustainable. So my first year, I was kind of more in an investing approach. So I built up an account just by dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin in 2017. But then at the end of the year, it was pumping so hard that I ended up selling it, and it was so volatile. It flashed down like thousands of dollars, which at that point, we were talking about like 18K Bitcoin or something like that. Yeah. So every $1,000 is a large percent of change. And I was like, well, you know what? I was holding this Bitcoin 2 minutes ago, which transactions were taking a long time. I won't lie, on the Bitcoin network at the time. So it might have been a little more than 2 minutes. But okay, I was holding this position 2 minutes ago, and now I could buy it back in 30 or 20% cheaper, or whatever it is, 10% cheaper. I'm like, well, I'm just going to buy it back in. I wasn't even planning on selling it today. And then it flashed right back up. And I did that like 2 or 3 times, and I made more money than I had made the whole year of dollar cost averaging. In that moment, I became a trader. And we're talking at that year, I think I ended with like 20 something thousand bucks, 27, 25. But that went from me having zero savings.
That's crazy.
So that was the moment. And then the next moment, that was like kind of like the next major step, was I almost lost it all in the next year, in 2018, buying ICOs. But in 2019, I super locked in and learned how to swing trade. And I have this, I have the chart, I've showed it before on stream, of my personal capital accounts or my crypto portfolio, and I almost lost it all. And then I slowly grinded it back, swing trading. Maybe some of these trades took days, maybe a few weeks. And I built it back in 2019. And then I ended up building that to 35, 75, 6 figures. And at that point, I knew I could always do it again because I had done it once before. Or at that point, I kind of done it twice before because I almost lost it all. I was like back way down, maybe down to $5,000 or something in 2018. So doing it once, losing it, doing it again. And from there on, I've always believed in myself no matter how hard it gets.
That's an insane story to go up, back. But I think what you come out with is exactly like you said, like, I've done it before, so I could do it again. So you just have this like almost like arrogant belief, but it's not arrogant because you've already proven it to yourself. And like, that's super powerful, super powerful. Because even if you get yourself into a bad spot, if deep down you can pull yourself out, you're always gonna be good to go. That's solid.
I love it. So guys, I'm going to drop the link from your guys' panel. So it's called Evolution of the Day Trader, How to Become Consistently Profitable at Futures Bootcamp 2026. So chat, this is for studying after the stream. Save that on your Chrome tabs here. There's a link.
Sure. I saw a couple questions from the chat. Someone said, Zach, what's your favorite platform to trade on? Right now, I'm logged in through TradeZella on TradingView. I don't love TradingView for trading itself, for executing. But I was born and raised charting on a TradingView chart, so I do like it for charting. I think it's just preference. There's so many good platforms out there. There's new stuff that pops up all the time. I'm testing a couple new things. Maybe I'll find something that's going to be really good for charting and for executing trades. But right now, that's the setup. TradingView chart, simple, basic TradingView chart, and integrated with TradeZella for prop firms. I got Bookmap running on the side, which I use for order flow.
Nice.
Yeah,
I've been checking out that Atos platform as well,
Yeah, let's meet up about it sometime soon.
We do.
So I've been going deeper and deeper with it, and they have now Atos X for MacBook, and they have heat maps now. So my plan is to get rid of my Bookmap subscription because it's all going to be on Atos.
Yeah, so what they got Atos, when you download it, is it a different download? Because I've got the Atos normal one.
Yeah, I think I did have to add it on with the link. And to be honest, I just am setting up the new stuff. So I haven't really used it yet. So I'm going to make some videos and stuff on it.
Oh, get Atos X. There we go. I see this on the downloads. There's normal Atos and then Atos X. Okay.
Yeah. And guys, Yep. You can get a free demo account too. So I'm dropping my link in chat here. So
perfect. Yeah.
That supports 100%. Me, but that's my favorite trading platform.
Nice.
I'm just busy downloading it at the moment. But yeah, Zach, it's What are your thoughts on the market right now? How did you go yesterday? What are your thoughts right now?
Yeah, man, this is an interesting one here on NQ. So yesterday with NQ selling off nice and aggressively, I was actually short YM. I trade YM off of the open, and we didn't really get this at all on YM. I'll pop over to my YM chart. I had a couple different things marked up, but we kind of just did the exact opposite. Dow Jones lives in its own world almost always, and it really didn't help me out yesterday. But looking at NQ for pre-market, I was saying I don't primarily trade pre-market, but I got some prop accounts loaded up. We'll see if we can't get some scalpy trades. I trade NQ a lot more zoomed in, a lot more reliant on just recent market structure and price action, a little bit of volume profile. So for me, watching this coming into the open here, kind of slow moving, which is I think normal for Asia London session. We got a little bit of a drift off these lows to the upside. We're back down through this current volume point of control. This is how I'm going to read it. Tested VWAP, and we're starting to bounce a little bit here. I think we see one of two things coming into pre-market. We either drift lower, where we're going to give up this little uptrend that we formed and just come back around, yesterday's low, this current overnight low session, where we kind of just come and hang out all the way at the lows. But before that, I could see a move just kind of within this, where we chop around a little bit. Maybe we bounce. We start to find a little bit of buyers here off of VWAP. So for me, I'm actually looking for a buy in here. We've drifted lower for a couple hours. I'd like to see a little bit more of a pullback down. Maybe give me an entry closer to this current value area low, but at least kind of lower into this consolidation, like a retest of VWAP, and then a move back up towards this current volume point of control, this kind of choppy area that we've hung out. If I was going to take anything, outside of that, I'm interested to see where we go overall with this market. Just a little bit higher time frame structure on it. We obviously recovered super nicely, just bulls back in town, but we got this big gap pre FOMC. So I don't know what if we do too much ahead of that 2 p.m. rate and then 2:30 p.m. conference. In fact, I would say that we probably don't do too much before that. That's just kind of like the FOMC deal. So I'm anticipating, just context, a little bit of a choppy day. Ahead of that, I'm gonna try to play to that if I can. But
sure.
How about you, man? Do you trade often pre-market? What are you looking at these days?
Not too much pre-market. I will take some scalps. I'm mainly focused on the DAX and NQ for my day trades, but I will take like some swing trades in the London session potentially that will set up into New York. But I'm not really seeing too much at the moment, Zach. I was short NQ on the day trades yesterday because I do, with the CFDs, you can also swing trade, like hold for like multiple days. So I did take a YM short of the highs yesterday. So I'm thinking I'm up 100 points or something like that at the moment. But I only check that either like in the London session or post New York close, where I enter my swing trades, right?
Nice, dude. How do you like doing that, man? Because that was kind of like my bread and butter for a long time, where I gained some consistency, just really like swing trading Forex and CFDs. But yeah. How do you like it?
I must say I enjoy it, bro. Like it gives me also, like I was on the road, obviously in America, and it just gave me a lot more, time. I couldn't be watching on the desk each and every single day. So it gives me a lot more time freedom. Like also I was looking at my stats on TradeZella. A lot of my base trades are on the DAX and NQ. So I've just been trying to narrow that down for just trading the New York session open, and then the swing trades entering in the London, for London or post, close to the New York close, basically.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Yeah.
And obviously it also like you might be having a crap week with the day trading, but your swing trading might be making up for it,
Yeah, it's nice to kind of have a mix, right? Like if you're struggling on one, the other one's probably doing okay. But yeah, dude, I love the idea for a lot of traders out there that like you don't have to be locked in sitting at the desk trading the 1 minute chart.
5 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, you don't have to be doing 8 hours on the screen. Like, we're here doing that, maybe because we have some success doing it and we're trading live, right? But for anybody else out there, like you can swing trade. It's not like you can't make the same amount of money or more not being locked into the 1 minute chart on NQ for NYSE Open. Like, you don't have to do that.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
All my trading monies come really from swing trading, like in proportion. Dude, not even close.
It's crazy. Like honestly, most of the best, well, obviously the biggest trades that I've had, the best trades that I've have been longer holds, and it's almost always at very least like an overnight swing trade. Correct. Right. So I used to call that like the overnight swing trades, where for New York session, opens back up. Maybe you're looking for an entry, 7, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. You go to sleep and you're going to hold it all the way through NYSE and into the close. But yeah, man. Yeah.
So yeah, I was going to say, I think also for most traders that maybe struggle at the day trading on the lower time frame, swing trading is probably better, because it's a little bit more slower. You can react maybe every like 3 hours, 4 hours or so. You don't really have to be scalping on the lower time frames,
And normally it's like the same thing. The trades are longer and you have more time to enter the trade. Like your entry is as precise. So like for my swing trading, I used to like have a routine of like doing most of my markups and stuff on like Sunday on the weekend, because that was one of my things where it's like I prefer to not be holding over the weekend. If it doesn't, like, I'd rather enter after the weekend. Some of my trades would last weeks or even months sometimes, but like I'd rather enter like after, maybe even after Monday, but I'll prepare my chart, think about where my entries are going to be, and then I'm really just letting it play out. And if anything, check it every day in case I need to manage my trade, trail a stop up, or take some profit or something.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I'm not looking exactly to hop in here, but I'm just kind of mapping out, being lazy with the TradingView tools. I think like if you're struggling with tilt, if you're struggling with over trading all the time, getting off the low time frames, I think, can be super helpful. Like, I really didn't know what tilt was. I didn't know what over trading was when I was swing trading. You just don't have an opportunity to do that. Like, you can't. You're going to put your one trade on, and then unless you're going to close it open at 27 times, like, it's not going to go anywhere on the 4-hour chart, on the 1-hour chart. So I think there's an advantage there for sure. Like you guys said, you have way more time to think. It's not that one's better than the other. I don't think, time frames are going to be, one's going to be way better than the other or anything like that. But just inherently, you have way less time to think on the low time frames, especially during volatile sessions that everybody wants to trade, and way more time to think. You can structure your trades. You can, look at higher time frames. You could look at all your tools a couple times over, review your risk management, and then hit the buy and sell button, right? And then you got some time to think as the trade's playing out. Where on NQ at 9:35 a.m., the thing's moving 100 points in both directions. Like, you got to be pinpoint accurate with your entry, with your risk management, where your stop is going, your take profit, a split second, like, and it's a whole different trade. So I think that could be important to think about.
100%.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something on this one, guys. Just a little bit of a discretionary volume profile type of deal. I would like to see, we got a little retest of VWAP here, and then we start to pop up. I'd like to see like one more little clean out move down here where we chop a little bit around VWAP. I still like this long for a pop back up. So if we pull in here, I'm going to take it. Take it long. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, not copy trading a zillion accounts this morning or anything live. We got some funded accounts loaded up. See if we can't get something.
Wait, funded accounts or eval?
Oh, we got funded accounts.
Oh,
so
okay.
we are trading. Did I say eval earlier?
Wait.
Yeah.
let's back this up.
So I'll ask a question about what's happening with your TOF live account. I know you and Orson are live. What's happening with that?
Yeah, man. So I've been back and forth live with Top One Futures a couple times. They've got a pretty solid live program. So with Top One, once you get kicked in, you essentially have, I was kicked in with a $15,000 starting balance from the 150K accounts. They don't let you lose all of that before they say you're done. I think they let you lose about 60
grand or something.
Yeah, I think it's $9,000 was like the cutoff. But essentially how I was started, and I will say, like all the live programs, it's a little unique, right? It's at their discretion based on your starting balance and maybe how you've traded. So I will say it's not like a hard rule, everybody. But for me, I was allowed one mini, 10 micros, one mini, which is pretty tight. But I had a $3,000 daily loss limit. I think a $9,000 max loss limit. It's daily payouts, no consistency rule, unlimited, uncapped. You can run it up from day one. 80-20 profit split, which was pretty sweet. So the first one I was in, my goal, it was my first live account. I traded it super slowly. And I was like, can I just take payouts from it very slowly? Can I hang on to it? So I did that for 6 months to 26 payouts.
Wow.
Over 6 months to like 26 payouts in the same live account.
Yeah, I remember you and Austin were going like back and forth.
Yeah, dude. Me and him were going back and forth. Like, you know, of course, like that could be good and bad because then we both got, I think, more aggressive with it. But you know, I did that for a while, and you know, as you progress as a trader, right? Like initially, my goal was just, can I take like one tiny payout, like a $200 payout, and then can I take another payout, and then can I take $1,000 payout, and then eventually, you know, it's can you push it further? And for me, you know, towards the end of that one, I was like, I'm just going to get more aggressive. I'm going to put more risk on. I'll probably, you know, lose it eventually, which I did. But not before I ran it up and had like, I think a $10,000 or $12,000 day. I forget the really big overnight swing trade is one of the larger trades that I had this year with prop accounts. So yeah, man, it's, you know, prop account, live accounts are interesting. I know it's like a hot button topic. I think if you're a trader that trades well enough to take a bunch of payouts, you're going to get kicked live. So you should try to position yourself to the best way. If you just get moved live and, you know, you don't really do anything, it begs the question, like, you know, are they going to let you go back to sim? So it's something to think about, I think, for more advanced traders as you go up. Like, what's your capacity going to be with prop firms? But I just try to take advantage of the best situation as I progress as a trader. So now I'm really aggressive in sim accounts. I'm really aggressive in prop firm live accounts. And then I trade my own personal live accounts, you know, as well. So, but yeah, man, it's the live account thing has been cool. I've been kicked live now a couple times across a couple different firms, which I'm grateful to have that, you know, that badge of honor.
How different do you guys trade your personal account? Because for me, I've like never want to take payouts for my personal account. I want the number to go higher and higher and higher. So do you make yourself pay? Do you like, is there something that you do, maybe a special vacation, or do you take regular payouts just to make it real?
Yeah.
And like your personal, not like a prop live.
Yeah, I'll field it first, and then James can go. For me, for prop and for prop live, since you mentioned it, I'm always taking payouts. I'm just taking risk off. Like, put the money in the bank. It's not real until it's in the bank. I'm always like, as soon as I can request a payout, I take the payout. Small, big, whatever it is. In the live account, I think you got to decide, like, are you delegating? Because I've done this both ways. Are you delegating a small amount of your total capital to whatever live account? Like, you're going to take $5,000 and put it into a futures broker, and then you're going to try to just grow it and then take regular payouts? Or is this like, you know, maybe like you were talking about your crypto account, your investment account, where your goal is just overall capital growth? You're going to be very, you know, conservative with it. So I've kind of done both. Go ahead.
Sorry, would that matter maybe what you have on the side for you? Like, if you have a fat IRA and you have other investments, maybe you use that as a cash machine, an ATM, to take your payouts out. Is that kind of what you're saying?
For sure. I just think there's not one right or wrong way to do it. For me, what I like to do for my more aggressive, like day trading style live accounts, is a smaller amount of capital, because you just don't need a lot to trade the minis. Like, you don't really need a ton. I think it can mess with psychology a little bit if you're trading a tiny account, you're trying to take on big risk. But I'll keep a smaller amount in there, and then I will withdraw from it, right? You know.
And do you just go back to that starting balance, and then if you're in drawdown, you try to grind it back up, and once you're up, you go back?
Yep. I think that's the approach for most guys, especially with futures, where, you know, for example, if you have $20,000 in an account, right, you could take on $3,000 risk per trade, you know, without really running the account into the ground, unless you're scalping like a maniac. And you could easily trade the couple minis that you would want to trade on, you know, maybe not through high impact news events with certain brokers that really jack up margin requirements, or if you're swing trading, if you're trying to hold them overnight, the overnight margin is pretty heavy. But for day trading, you don't need tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars unless you're going to take on big risk. So I think that's a pretty efficient way to do it, is keep a reasonable balance and then withdraw. Like you said, grind it back up if you start to go into drawdown, or reload, right? Or, you know, if you say, hey, I've taken a couple losses, but kind of the idea of like always bringing it back to the middle ground. And then again, the flip side of that, which a lot of guys do, is, hey, this is majority of I don't ever think it's a great idea to put all of your trading capital in one account. Things can go wrong. There's just, you know, insane things. You could make a silly mistake one day and that's like, you shouldn't have all of your eggs in one basket. But maybe it's your bigger account. And I used to do this with Forex when I was swing trading. Like, it was a pretty large size for me at the time. And you just trade it slowly, and you're not withdrawing. You're just trying to grow it, right? You're going to withstand drawdown. You're going to try to really scale that account up over time, and then maybe increase risk as you go.
Okay, I'm asking for a friend because, like, my thought with this, I just started a small personal account. And I started with $1,000, but my thought was like, how cool would that be to be the guy who did 1,000 to 100,000 or something, you know? So it's like, but also there's a part of me that's like, okay, if I'm trading this well, I don't want to waste my time. I'm kind of thinking about dropping another 5K in it or something, because I started it with 1K to really like use my time and then maybe do what you're saying. So I was kind of thinking between the two. What about you, James?
Yeah, I mean, I've got different live accounts for different things. I've got one live account that I use for like growth long term. There's obviously a lot bigger balance. And then I've got other accounts that I'll put in like 5-10 grand and look to, you know, try and double in the month or whatever it is. And then I'll take payouts from that every single week above the balance. So different live accounts for different reasons.
Yeah, I think the way that you could think about it, Luna, and for anybody else listening, is like, how much do you want to risk per trade, right? That's kind of the way that I go for. And what's your total risk that you're comfortable with taking on for the week, for the month? And then from there, you get back in and say, you know, how much capital do I really need in one account to make that happen comfortably, where I could take some losses, I could take some wins, and I could cover margin requirements without having like all of my eggs in one basket. But I think most guys go that way, for at least for what I've seen for futures or for day trading. Like, there's no reason to have a boatload of money in one account.
No,
and, you know, and you do want to pay yourself.
You'd rather also, you don't know, like, you know, I used to keep a massive balance in that big account of mine. At one time, I was trading like 250, 300 grand in the account, and I just think this was unnecessary at that point. But obviously, you live and learn, right? You're not going to know everything in the first 3 years, 4, 5 years, even of trading. I'm still learning every single day. But I think if, let's just say you wanted to trade with a 100 grand balance, rather put 10 grand in it and risk $1,000 a trade. It's the same as risking 1% on your 100 grand, right? So it's,
that's the third. Yeah.
Sorry. No, you're good.
Well, so that's like the third opinion. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's eventually where it leads, you know, the thought process. So like, I was going over this with chat earlier, because this stuff's on my mind right now, which I actually think it's a good thing to eventually, you want to try to trade your own capital for people who are only starting with props. Like for crypto, I got really used to never keep all your money in one crypto wallet, like obviously. So like I would have Coinbase, and then I'd have Kraken, and then FTX used to be a thing, right? So so I would have all my capital spread, but when I took a trade, I actually thought about it as one size of all my accounts together as a portfolio, because I would sometimes transfer the money. Oh, there's a coin on this exchange that's not on that one. Okay, send over the money I need for that trade. So I never really thought about it by my account balance. I thought about it by my overall portfolio, which is actually what really makes sense, right? Because that's really where we're at. What's going to feel like too much for me? What's going to feel like not enough? What's my balance? So my plan, though, with this personal account I was showing chat earlier, this is just a risk table. So before someone in chat says, oh, what, you're never going to lose a trade? No, this is at whatever sizing I'm at, what I plan to risk. So I started with 1,000, and I started with 10% risk. And my plan is, as I grow the account, to reduce it. So I went ahead and did this as like an estimate, so I can do it in my head easily. So every $200, right, it goes down a little bit. So once I hit $2,000, right now I'm at almost 1,500. I'm at 1,488. So now I can risk 121 per trade instead of 100. So my winners are going to be bigger and my losers are going to be bigger. But in proportion to the account balance, it's actually going down exponentially with risk. So once I hit 2,000, I'll only be risking 7.5% instead of 10, and so on and so forth, right? Once I hit 10,000, I'll only be risking 3.85. And so my goal is to, when I get to the bigger numbers, I'm doing a more risk adverse, which is like me in my past, I would actually do like 0.5% or 0.05, 0.01 even. You know, if you have a big account balance, you don't need very much capital. You know, I might not want to risk $1,500 on every trade. So this is my plan. What do you guys think about this ideology, mentality?
I like it, dude. I like it. I think it's conservative, which is good. But if that's the goal, right, it's like to grow it to a big account balance and then not risk ruin all of the time, just being super, super aggressive. I think it's solid. And I think it makes a lot of sense for sure, dude.
And I just like to have a plan, at least knowing I could change it, you know, because there's a part of me that wants to drop a 10K in there or 5K right now and have a bigger size since I've been trading it well. But also I'm like, well, get there when I get there. If I can use this money to get there too, well, that's, you know, I'm still making money. And then I've also had that thought, well, I could, if I end up wanting to have 20K in there instead of 5K, well, I could just keep that 10% risk or something. You know, I could do what you said, James.
Yeah, exactly. 100%.
It always begs the question, like, are we going to trade as well once the account balance is higher and as the risk is higher, right?
Yeah.
So like that's the other
That's
piece,
difficult.
you know. So as you scale up.
Here's a good question. I think it's a good question. I only read the first sentence. I know trading strategies, but unable to control myself. I just want to get a payout. That's why I overtrade and blow accounts after 3 or 4 days, because I think I can pass the challenge in that week. We've all been somewhere close to that. What do you guys?
Yeah, I've been there before. I'll answer, right? You said it right there in the question. You're thinking about taking the payout, right? I just want to get a payout. That's why I overtrade. So in the markets, right, and the way that we're thinking about our trading here, if you're focused on the P&L, if you're focused on getting a payout, you're not focused on actually executing well. You're not focused on trying to execute your edge well and manage your trades. You're thinking about what you're going to buy with the payout. And that's never going to help you. That's going to lead to exactly what you're doing now, just over trading, over risking, trying to force it in a way that just does not make logical sense. So try to reflect on that. It seems like you're pretty self-aware. Try to reflect on that, pull yourself back and go, the market doesn't care if I win, lose today. It doesn't care about me wanting to get a payout, doesn't care about my P&L. It does not matter at all. What does my setup look like? What does my entry look like? What is my risk per trade? What is my risk per day? How am I managing it, right? What is my approach? And then can I execute that well over a large sample size? That's where your mindset needs to be. That's what you need to be thinking about. You know, easier said than done for sure, right? Because we all want to make money. We all want to be here taking the payout. But that's the mindset that you have to get to, where you're really disconnected from the end goal. Otherwise your focus is on the wrong spot. You're thinking about the wrong thing.
Love it. I mean, I just tried to get short, but I kind of missed it. Speaking of staying focused earlier, I didn't. So yeah, I'm not just going to hop in. I'm going to see if it comes back to my entry.
Yeah, I wanted this in here just to kind of like to yap about it. It did move without me. This was the kind of pop back up off of VWAP that I wanted. We dipped down, got close to current value area low. I was looking for kind of just maybe not appropriate for this session, and maybe it's just me being more inexperienced in pre-market. That crazy kind of back and forth wiki move that NQ will sometimes pull, where we kind of pop stops down here a little bit. But we did just drift higher. We found nice buyers off of VWAP and we popped all the way back up. Potential clean short though, Luna, off of, volume point of control, what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and so this one is on my VWAP accounts. So I missed it by like a few points here on ES. The sizing would have been 8. I was kind of thinking about still just taking it, not with my better entry, but I'm going to see if I can get a little bounce here and I'll jump in. But yeah, it looks like I'm missing it. Yep.
Yeah, I'm still looking at this long. I'm going to try to run something long into
also we do have FOMC today as well, which will obviously be quite interesting to see what we get to,
Yep, and Trump at 9:30.
Yeah, Trump's going to send the market higher. That's
the best time to buy.
I actually don't mind the if you look at a higher time frame there, Zach. I think is this your chart, Zach or Luna?
Sure. Yep.
Yeah, that's Zach's chart. I know Luna's chart. Luna's chart's a black background. But if you go to even like an hourly time frame as well for me, Zach. I was speaking to the guys as well just before I leave. I do need to head it off in the next couple of minutes. But we gapped up so much to start the week. Now we're coming back towards that price where we opened the week at. I personally think that this is a nice, swing play even for longs with like a stop at the gap level, the Friday's closing price, for potential move higher. Just because I've seen it so many times where we gap up, we fail to move higher. Like I was saying to some of the guys in the coaching program that we have, it's very tough to buy breakouts at all-time highs. It's normally pullback longs that work really well. So this is like a nice pullback entry after the massive gap up higher, and then we can maybe see further extension to the high side, off of that pullback here.
Yeah, I like it, dude. I like it. I think that could be really solid.
You know, kind of like a stop at like 29, you know, like 29,800. You know, I'm talking like a swing play, 29,800, and you look for the swing back towards those highs. Something like that is not a bad idea. But obviously, we got a lot of fundamentals to play out today. As you said, Trump speaking at 9:30, and then also obviously FOMC. So yeah, and that's not even to deal with like the war news and everything like that. You could get a 300-point rip on war news as well. So yeah.
Sure. No, I think it's a good way to structure risk, man. I think like you said, it's tough to buy at all-time highs when it often is making sense to buy because the market's just on such a tear higher. You want to try to find a way to join the trend. And I think I think this makes sense to me, right? You're on the wrong side of it. If we're just going to dump for whatever reason and we're going to come down and fill the gap, you're on the right side of it. If we're going to continue doing what we're doing, which is just pushed in the upside really, really aggressively. So it's solid. But yeah, dude, ton of headline risk. We just have not been able to get away from this volatility. It's insanity.
But yeah, perfect, guys. I've got to head off. Luna, appreciate being on with you, Zach, as always. I will see you in a bit.
All right, thanks so much, James. I'm going to drop your socials again. Thank you for joining.
Sure.
Bye.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'm going to hang with you for a bit, Luna, until you decide to kick me off. I got my Red Bull. I'm in for early morning, man.
Let's go. I snuck off and grabbed another coffee here, so let's do this thing. Man, I'm kind of bummed I didn't catch this short. I missed it literally by a few points, and I was just like, hey, if it comes back up, I'll get it. But I was gonna do this VWAP retracement here to the VWAPs, and they're all kind of together, my three that I had. And so I was like, you know what, right here, I'm going to do it on my VWAP account. So right now I'm cycling different accounts for my different strategies. So it makes it really easy. Oh, I have a VWAP trade. Well, I'll just take my VWAP accounts. I don't risk it in my other accounts.
Nice.
So I missed it though. I would have hit my TP already somewhere right around here. So
I'm still looking at this thing long. Maybe where you would have been taking take profit, kind of the same area that I was looking before. A little sweep down below here with a stop loss outside of these lows where, I'm just dead wrong if we're going to come all the way through and start drifting lower. I'll be on the right side of it if we start to pop back up and kind of hang out around this area that we just broke and retested. I will acknowledge we are holding this kind of trendy movement to the downside now.
Yep.
But I do like longs in this market from a higher time frame perspective. I've been trying not to short NQ as much as I possibly can. So I'm waiting to see if we get a test down here into like let's call it the 450s. Oh, no, excuse me, 445s. We're into the 450s right now. I wouldn't mind that for a potential long back up to break this high. I don't know if we get it. We might just kind of drift in here a little bit.
I see we are at that current session's value area low on ES. So that would have been a good TP for me because it's a little scary if we bounce here. So that's a little confluence. I'm curious. So you have the volume profiles. You have the visible range volume profile on your chart. Just like me, I've been looking at that thing for 9 years now or 8 years.
Yep.
But lately I've been learning more about market profile and TPO profiles and volume profile. And do you look at the shapes like the D, the P, the B, the F, and then like multi-nodes for trend days when you have 3 or more nodes? Or do you mostly go like node to node?
For me on NQ, I'm sorry, I'm just watching this one because I might actually try to get it lock on here. I do keep it pretty basic, pretty simple, pretty discretionary. I don't go much more advanced than just basic value area high, value area low, volume point of control. Just want to see if we dip our toe down here a little bit more. And I'm going to take this kind of aggressively because I don't think I'm going to have a lot of opportunity in pre-market to wait for a lot of momentum to come in. I think it kind of is just going to do its thing. Yeah, I'm gonna hop into this one on a long play.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I'm long from, I'll talk about this one real quick and then we'll go into volume profile. I'm long from 30,000, 449 and a quarter, stop at 30,000, 399 and a half. Take profit up here, like a simple 1-to-1. I don't usually run a fixed take profit. I usually just like to let my stuff run for a bit, but today I will. To talk about like risk on this one, the account that I'm trading for anybody listening, we were talking about this earlier, like not live accounts, right? Not prop firm live accounts, funded accounts, but not copy trading a whole bunch of them. And, just like I talked about, not a ton of experience, like, trading around the 6, 7 a.m. Eastern is not my favorite time of the day to trade perfectly. So I think you can always scale down. You could trade evals if you want to test something out. Maybe you want to try news. You could kind of scale down by trading one account at a time, or, something that's not super duper heavy. So for me, this is, kind of on the lighter end. So we'll take some trades, we'll take some wins, take some losses, see what we can do. But to answer that question, for me, I do like visible range volume profile. I'm super discretionary overall. I don't find that being, and I had this conversation with someone on my live session yesterday, I don't find that being super duper technical and complex with the way that I think about the markets and talk about the markets tends to help me. I find it just kind of hurts me more than it helps me. So for me, I like visible range volume profile just to really help me identify key areas of interest on the chart, just high volume areas, price action, market structure that I want to pay attention to. And then session volume profile, especially for stuff like NQ on lower time frames, along with VWAP, I think you get really, really interesting reactions, right? Like kind of like this example right in here, right? Volume point of control, current session volume point of control, value area low, value area high. I think it coincides with price action and market structure. So for me, for scalping on NQ, I really like to pay attention to current session volume profile, the value area high, value area low, volume point of control, and then some overnight high, overnight low, prior day high, prior day low levels. And then I combine that, which maybe that sounds complicated already, but I combine that with just basic read of trend and price action in front of me. Like, are we pushing to the upside in general on higher time frames? And that's not specific, but like, day over day, are we breaking prior day high and pushing to the upside and not turning back, right? And then, coming into the morning, have we snapped prior day low and then pushed to the upside for Asia, London? We take off at the open. Like, maybe I want to look long. Maybe I want to look for a break and retest of like value area high, or as we, break overnight high. So that simplicity for me has helped a lot. Because I used to overcomplicate stuff and make it so incredibly complicated.
We almost use the same levels. Like, I don't use as much like the overnight high and low, but I use the previous day high and low and mid, previous day value area high and low and point of control. Sure. And then I use a few other low levels, but like those are my bread and butter at least. So those, like, because the idea is that, like, the way that I think about it is that, like, I forget the stat, but most days we're within the previous day's range. I forget what it is, 80% of the day or something. We're in the inside day. So those are the key levels right there. If we're going to stay in an inside day, that previous day high and low is what makes it the inside day 80% of the time. So if I short that previous day high, I have about an 80% win rate.
Yeah, no. So like, I'll take you through like the basics, because we talked about like being dynamic, my strategy. If you want me to yap for a minute.
Yeah, man, I'd love to hear it. Yeah.
So for me, for NQ, for NYSE, I'll look for two really simple style of trades. If I had to break them in, they're both kind of scalpy movements. The first is a simple sweep of overnight high, overnight low, which is like just Asia, London high and low, and or prior day high and low. If we go and crack that level, we often, just like you said, come back in like almost immediately. The last couple of days were a really good example of this. But I'll look for a break of overnight high, overnight low, prior day high, prior day low, and then some buying or selling pressure right back in. And I'll try to and I know a ton of people look for this because it's so stupidly simple. It just seems to work enough. Like, and I've had this pointed out to me by other traders, like, that I've worked with and talked to. So I'll run that move on NQ, and then past that, similar to what I'm doing right now, I'll look for just continuation or overall context, break and retest, simple trend following movements. I try not to be too aggressively counter on NQ all the time. I will be a little bit more counter on YM. But if we're starting to set up a trend for the day, do we break and retest that overnight high? Do we come back down to test value area high? Do we find buyers off of VWAP, right? So discretionary as a whole, but trying to flow just with what the market's given for the day. I'll take into consideration a little bit of context, right? Here's more discretion. Today, it's FOMC, right? I don't say it's going to be a range day completely and I'm only going to change, but I'm a little bit more cautious. Like, I don't know that we get a huge movement to fill the gap or blast all-time highs when we have a high impact scheduled news event, because I've watched the market for long enough and everybody can go and watch the market themselves or go back and back test, you know, and you know, I'll say, okay, what are my expectations for this? Kind of low expectations, maybe a little bit more choppy of a movement. Let me try to play to that a little bit more, you know, for NYSE Open. You know, I'm a little bit more comfortable shorting that pre-market high, that overnight high for NQ. So that's kind of the overview on NQ. YM, also a really stupidly simple approach. I primarily trade. I'm going to go stop to break even on this just because I want to see this push to the upside immediately. And then I'll hop over to NQ. I'm going to, excuse me, to YM. I'm going to leave this as it is. Show me a little bit of profit. If I take a stop at break even, that's fine. I don't want to see it chop in here.
When you said that, so I somehow just filled my, I just heard order filled. And so remember that short I was trying to take? I actually forgot I had left my orders on. So it filled me short. But I followed my rule. Here, I'll show my chart real quick. This is so funny. I was
perfect. Like, it's going to come back down and take me out, and you'll take profit.
I cut it. So my rule is if I make a mistake, I cut it immediately, win or loss. So, but I still made $70 or $50 or whatever. But, so I just closed it immediately. But it actually would have been a good push down there. Actually, it went pretty good. But nice. That's funny. I was like freaking out. I was like scrolling through all my accounts, and I totally forgot I had left those orders on. Oops.
There's nothing worse than hearing order filled, like when you're not supposed to hear it.
I hate it when other streamers leave it on because it stresses me out. My coach, dude, we'll be in the middle of a call about tilt. He's like, okay, today's subject is tilt. Everyone tell their story about tilt. And then we hear like order filled. And we're like, dude, what are you doing? And he's like, and he's like, order filled. I'm like, bro, you're stressing us all out right now. He's like, yeah, speak of tilt. I'm on tilt right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude, that's too funny. No, I've had it happen way too many times where I hear that and I'm not supposed to hear it. There's nothing more triggering.
So what were you saying here about your management? Like, what are you doing now? You said did you say you trailed your stop up because of that? We hit that low volume spot there. What was your reason?
So for me, in general, I'm not a really big fan of stop loss to break even. I'm gonna go stop loss to break even on this for really two reasons. One, it really showed me, one, I just don't have a ton of experience trading, you know, pre-market, just day in and day out. So I'd like to not give back profit if it's going to come back down on me. So just a little bit more conservative in general, you know, not trading with like thousands of dollars risk per trade, maybe 1,000. But two, more importantly, like the actual management, the idea here was exactly what we had. We come back down into this area, like we actually hit this little line that I had on the chart and I got in, you know, a little bit above. That we find buyers here, right? We find buyers and we start to go. Not that we chop around here and then start to go. Not that we come all the way up here, push lower, and then come back up. It's that we go, right? And we got that initial movement, right? So the thesis is starting to play out. We got that initial movement. I don't want to be in this trade if we come back down here, right? I wouldn't want to watch this happen and then get long here, right? I'm long here for the the immediate movement up. So for me, the trade's just invalidated, right?
Okay, so you're trailing with the structure and invalidation of your trade idea.
Yeah, yep. And again, why? Oh no, what is happening? What is happening with my chart? Anyway,
were you drawing when you didn't mean to be?
No, it's my keyboard is tripping out.
Oh,
anyway.
Which W trade, by the way, chat. He locked in locked in. This is going to be a loser now, dude. W trade, and like that push, you kind of sniped that bottom. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but yeah, W so far. We're not going to take a loss on this one, which I'm stoked about.
And to be able to have opportunity and risk and have no loss now, that is a W in my opinion. You're getting a free opportunity at this moment now that you trailed.
Yeah, and again, you just got to find what works for you. So I think like some people are going to be on the side of, try not to let winners turn into losers. Don't let it move more than halfway in your favor and then come back down on you. Some people are no stop loss to break even at all. I just think it depends on collecting some data. For me on NQ, I think it's appropriate to go stop loss to break even at a level like this. If we push 136 ticks like we did in my favor, we're more than halfway to where I'm looking to take a profit. I probably don't want to see that come all the way back down through my entry. for YM, for example, I'll talk about the approach. I don't really like, I don't really like stop loss to break even as much. I like to give these trades a lot of room to breathe. Yeah, I almost,
just because of the way it moves.
Yeah, the thesis, right? Where like I'm not always expected to move in my direction right away. I'm trading from a higher time frame. I want to give the trade a lot of time to develop. It's that we're going to get here, over a long period of time. So for me on YM, what I notice is almost always stop loss to break even is going to hurt me. Like 8 out of 10 trades, I'll stop myself out that are going to be winners instead of, saving myself from losers. So,
and that's just from your data. Because I gathered data for many months on my trade management. And over at the end, I just know that when I manage my trade too much, like moving to break even and doing too much stuff like that, I always am minus EV compared to like all in, all out. So right now my model is, as long as I'm at least getting 0.5 R, I'm allowed to take it, but I always do all in, all out at the moment.
Nice.
And it's just from my data and like, just my baby steps right now of how I've been building out my current strat. But
hell yeah, that's what it comes from. Not to cut you off, dude. It's just like trusting your data, right? Like, what does it show?
Yep.
We don't have to argue about what's best, because we could just figure it out if we collect enough sample and then just go back and look, right? And
you can't lie, like you can't lie to yourself, or you would be lying to yourself. Once you see actual data that you collected, it takes the objective part out of it.
Yeah.
Or the subjective part.
Subjective part. Yeah.
It's the subjective part out. So then suddenly it's like you might keep doing the thing. Well, I feel more comfortable when I move to break even. Well, if you're going to go on tilt and blow your account, then maybe it is still good that you do it, but that would be in your data. So like if you know those statistically, you're more EV, then of course that's what you're going to want to do. And I like right now that NQ, we're holding above that previous day value area low. If we can get in that previous day value, and right now the daily VWAP, if we break this daily VWAP here in these last, like I'm looking at the 15-minute candles, if we can get above this little support resistance area, then man, this looks like it could go.
Yeah. Again, it comes down to trying to do stuff that makes sense and then trusting your data, that combination. Like I apply my discretion where I think I should apply it. And then I really start to understand where, just like you said, like anything that I do over here maybe is not helping, for the most part. For the most part, for most of my trades, I got a fixed take profit in here. For the most part, for most of my trades, I'll leave something in here just so I do have an OCO order. But and I'll even like throw this way outside just to kind of practice what I preach.
In case it just randomly pumps, right?
Yeah, 2 reasons. In case it just randomly pumps, where it's like I want to be out at that level anyway. I'd love to grab it. I'm never going to be quick enough. But I like to close with discretion, right? So like as we push to the upside, I like to give myself the freedom and flexibility to close with discretion, because I find that provides good EV for me, right? Like I tend to have good discretion closing, holding my trades for a little bit longer, or maybe closing kind of like right in here where I'm actually tempted to get out of this one. I don't love the structure as we push to the upside. I do think pre-market is just so slow. So I'm going to let this thing run. I want to see a break of this high and to test up here. So if we come back and stop me out, that's fine. But I find for me, over a large sample size of trades, when I allow myself the discretion to close at a level that makes sense, maybe that's, under a 1-to-1, right? Maybe that's well over a 1-to-1. I do better. I find that moving my stop loss, trailing up really tightly, or doing anything when I'm in drawdown, like doubling in or like anything crazy, moving it farther away, creates a negative EV. It does not help me out. So I don't allow myself the discretion. So, a lot of people always, it's this big, again, it's like hot button, like, well, how discretion is crazy. You just do whatever you want all the time. No, where do you apply the discretion, right? Where does it make sense for you to do it? Where does it not make sense for you to do it? And you write that into your trading, right? So
how many trades do you think, if someone's trying to find this stuff out for themselves, what are your landmarks? Like, do you think that someone should journal 100 trades before they know, or have a goal, like if they're going to do a study? Because that's one thing I've done. I'll do studies at certain times. Like if I lose confidence in the market, I'm on a losing streak or something, I'll do, okay, the next 20 trades, I'm going to be extra systematic and do a study. Is this one thing working, or is this working? Do you ever do anything like that, or recommend a certain amount of data to use?
Yeah, it's I'm gonna take this off right in here. I'm just gonna secure this one now. I'm gonna take $640 right in here. I think we could get the pop, but I'm gonna take the W so we could chat. And there's also a layer in here, guys. Thanks. There's also a layer in here Dude, the sound effects are too funny. There's a layer in here that most people are not dealing with, which is actually talking through their trading live and being on live streams and reading, stuff. So I'll easily get distracted. I do it on my live session all the time. And I'll be hopping across charts and go over to YM and be talking, and like the trade developed and I like wasn't paying attention at all. But yeah, W $640.
Dude, huge W.
Account. Yeah.
And not in your normal session. And 640, bro, that's a solid hold. That's a solid hold right there, man.
Yeah, can't complain. No crazy home run trade, but what I wanted to see, right? Nice reaction off of this for a push to the upside. As we push higher, my question is, just to talk about management on this, right? Discretion. My question is now, we got the reaction that I wanted to see? Beautiful test right down to, let me put the line back on the chart. Yay. Beautiful test right down there. I got in right in here long. Now my question is like, what's my thesis? Is it that we run we run back above current volume point of control, start to break this little trend to the downside and go? If that's my thesis, like maybe I don't want to close here. This is going to be a higher R multiple trade, lower win rate, because this isn't going to happen all the time. If that's not my thesis, and I think, well, maybe we're just kind of chopping in here until we open up in the next couple hours, why am I holding for a huge move here rather than, securing, 600 and something bucks of profit in a funded account and, get back to talking about trade management and, and yapping. So, I think for others watching, so what was the initial question? It was how long to wait for, what's a benchmark for how many trades you should take or something along those lines?
Yeah, we're talking about gathering data and knowing what's EV. Well, how do you know? Because someone might do 5 times and be like, see, I know it works. It happened twice. So do you need to be really disciplined at certain times and trade very systematically to prove those types of things?
I think earlier on, as you're starting out, not as much discretion, more systematic, more mechanical, stricter rules. You just, number one, you don't have the experience that's going to help you, and too many emotional factors are going to come in when you give yourself too much freedom and flexibility. So maybe a fixed take profit and stop loss as you get started, clear entry criteria, and really being careful with where you give yourself freedom. And then as you progress, and I'd say for a good sample size, I mean, more is always better, but I think you get a pretty good feel for what is going on in current market conditions into like the 20, 30 trade mark. I think if you have something that's repeating over and over again for 30 trades, it's probably enough data to start to make a little bit of an adjustment. But of course, hundreds and hundreds of trades across years of data is going to be better. It just takes so long to try to gather that. But what I really like to do is go to like the lowest common denominator. I find that most traders do not journal their trades at all. They don't review, and this was where I was for a long period of time.
And if they do, they don't journal all of them. It's not actually a complete data set.
No. So like what can most people do today, right? I think you could throw your executions on your chart. You could go back and look at what you did for the last week. You probably have the prop accounts to do that. And you could mark all of that data up, and you could have a cup of coffee on Saturday when the market's closed and review that data. And maybe that's not 100 trades, but it might be enough for you to identify, hey, I have 25 trades here, and I went stop loss to break even on half of them. And of those 12 trades, 8 of them would have been winners that I stopped myself at break even, and 2 of them chopped, and another 2 of them, I know that's not 12, or maybe it is, another 2 of them were losers. That would indicate that going stop loss to break even is hurting me more than it's helping me, right? So there's your kind of what we're talking about here, your reviewing of data and trusting it. Maybe you find, like most traders, you don't hold your trades long enough. You find that 8 out of 10 times when you close your trade, it goes another 50 points in profit. How are you going to try to adjust to that? And it's not like, and as we're starting to talk about this, it's not throwing everything out and doing something completely different. We're talking like small, minute adjustments as you start to gain consistency, because markets change, right? Conditions change. The markets are so dynamic, and you don't always want to be creating this over optimization for yesterday, hindsight bias, right? Overfitting all of those comments. But I really find that so many traders don't do the bare minimum, the basics, And outside of all the complex stuff, if we just simplified it a little bit, tried to do a little bit more of what's working, a little bit less of what's not, we might work towards break even, let alone actually taking some payouts in the markets. That's kind of my thought process around improving as a trader.
And I love it. Good morning, Luna Trades. What a great session today. Thanks for bringing the legend on your stream.
The legend? I don't know about that, guys. I don't know about that. Let me read some comments with you.
My new favorite morning show.
Let's go. Taking W's.
EV, electric vehicle, no expected value, right? Is that what it says? Yeah. How much you expect to return?
Expected value. So we did not give the super duper math equation, right? you could get a Tesla if you want. You want to look at your win rate, and your risk to reward, right? Your average win rate, your average risk to reward, and you need some combination of those to create a positive expected value. You could go and Google the equations for all of this if you wanted to, but that's essentially what we're talking about, right? There's a natural break-even win rate for every risk to reward.
It's like your wins and losses added together, pretty much. What's your average return after 10 trades? Average, do you make plus 20 or minus 20?
Yeah, I have a whole in-person hour yap fest on that from last year's Tampa. If anybody's interested in really digging into win rate and risk to reward, it's on my YouTube.
There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and again, I'll drop this last panel, how to become consistently profitable futures bootcamp 2026 with you and James on. I'm going to drop that link here one more time for you guys in chat. So another question here. I mean, how do you detach yourself if you really need the money? So this was from a little bit ago when we were talking about, having that personal capital. So just while I'm speaking here, you shouldn't risk more than you can afford to lose. We don't just use that in a disclaimer because it's a disclaimer. It's because you really should not risk more than you can afford to lose. And it should be inherent in that sentence. If you can't afford to risk that money, then you're risking too much. And that's why you can use my Atos link for a free demo account. And trade for free for a while, follow people like Zach, go to realdealfutures.com, find someone you vibe with and practice in a demo account.
For sure. Yeah. I'd second that with, this is a tough part of trading. Trading's not, we say it all the time and I joke about it. Trading's not a money printer. It's a money multiplier. You need money to make money in trading. And if you are trading from a place of desperation with your back against the wall where you really need the money, you are at a severe disadvantage to those who are not in that situation. And those who are not in that situation, who have money to trade with and have money to lose, even they are going to struggle to make money consistently. So I would try to recognize, you need to try to put yourself in that comfortable, abundant, focused mindset where you have money to lose. Like Luna said, if you're not there, I wouldn't trade with risk on the line at all. I think there's absolutely no reason to. And, I've talked to some guys. Tanner has traded with his back against the wall. He's told me to make rent and he's done well. I think it makes it incredibly more difficult. It's so hard as it is, but who is going to stand a better chance? The trader with $0 in his bank account that's got one prop firm account that needs to make money to pay his bills, or the trader who's got 100K in trading capital, money paid and money made, and they're able to focus on the charts. This guy over here, and even he is probably is really going to struggle with all of the difficulties of the markets and tilt. So try to put yourself in that situation. And I know not everybody is there. That's fine. If you're not, don't buy prop accounts. Don't put risk on the line. I would be the first to say that.
Yeah, save some money first. Get some savings.
Yeah, man.
Right? Not financial advice, but man, that should be okay to say, I think.
Yeah, no, you work something on outside. You're first off, you're always going to want to scale, and you're always going to want to have more money to fund your trading with. But I really don't know many that make it with their back against the wall that way. It's just so incredibly difficult to do with a whole bunch of money to begin with. To put yourself in that situation, it's like a nightmare from a psychology standpoint.
What's the one thing that you guys changed when trading that had the biggest positive impact? And is there any mistake that seems good but is actually not?
Ooh, any mistake?
I'm short, by the way, guys. It's kind of a sketch.
Nice. You want to talk about that one, or you want me to
It's just an eval trade here. It's that same trade idea I pretty much was trying to take before that played out. I mean, I'm just doing this rejection of VWAP. I don't have any nice big wicks or anything, but there's enough consolidation here and then the break that I took it at that break right here at 96.
Yeah, nice. I like 96. It. I
so,
like it.
Yeah, that question. I'll read it one more time here.
Yeah.
What was the one thing that you guys changed when trading that had the biggest positive impact? And is there any mistake that seems good but is actually not?
These are good questions. These are really good questions. You want me to field this one, Luna, first?
Yeah, man, I'd love it.
So first, I think to the back end of that question, I had to think about it for a second. That was a tough one. But if you make money when you're not supposed to make money, that's a mistake. That seems good, but it's not good. I think it's reinforcing a bad behavior. So if for some reason you go on tilt and you end up ending super green, your monkey mind goes, oh man, now I can work myself out of a bad situation all the time. So you're making a mistake by doing that, and it's not good for you. I think I was talking about this yesterday. I go back and forth. There was a lot of different things in my trading that I changed to start to make progress. But one of the biggest ones that I see so many traders struggle with as I work with more people and have more and more people in communities is they overcomplicate the hell out of everything, and they lose sight of this simple fact, right? Nice trade here, man. This looks good.
I think I got room down to 90, but I'm kind of scalpy right now in these sessions. Sure. So I'm probably gonna trail my stop tight once we hit my 0.5R minimum. And but really I like this move all the way down to 90, so maybe I can give it a little bit room to breathe, but I'm probably gonna cut it. And look, it lines right up with that volume profile. So I'm looking for 92.50 right here.
Nice.
And this is the type of trade where, because we already tested this level before, I might even be okay cutting it a little bit early. Like I wouldn't blame myself, but in general, I should be able to get my 0.5R, and that's a high win rate setup always. So I should be able to just chill out and wait for that 0.5R. So that's kind of my rule.
Nice.
Otherwise, if I don't have a good target within 0.5R, then I shouldn't take the trade. Is kind of my thought process.
That's a good approach, right? Like,
yeah, because it's not just 0.5R. It's that also I have logical targets after that.
Yeah, but if at least you can't see on the chart a spot where you're comfortable holding to half an R, that's not a great move. But no, I like it. I'm happy with my close. NQ's coming all the way back down, which I think is going to help you out on this one. So this looks good, dude. This looks good.
So,
but yeah, should I answer that question quick?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I think simplifying my trading, right? That was a good question. We were trying to get back to that one. Simplifying your trading. Here's the hard truth. Most traders are not making money. They're not only not break even, they're not making money trading, right? So we have a downward sloping equity curve. If you realize that in random market conditions, which we technically don't have, with a 1-to-1 risk to reward, randomly clicking the button, less fees and commissions and spreads, you'd be at break even. You'd be close to break even. Maybe you'd be losing a little bit of money, but you'd probably be doing better off than you're doing right now if you're losing money trading. So if you can simplify your trading down to, if I trade with a 1-to-1 and I hold my trades all the way to take profit and stop loss right now, can I find a good spot on the chart to enter? Can I try to find a spot on the chart where I think take profit's a little bit more likely to hit? Not a liquidity sweep, inverse, fair value, bank manipulation. Like, can I just find a spot that makes sense to me for whatever reason? And then that's your win rate increasing just a little bit past break even. Maybe can I try to hold my trades, my winning trades, a little bit longer than I hold my losing trades? Nice. Can I try to clip my losing trades short? Can I manage my trades in a way that makes sense where I go stop loss to break even? Beautiful. Is this take profit at half an hour?
Yeah, I'm trying to let it go. Okay, I'm out. I was trying to give it a chance, but right now I'm being scalpy with it. I'm okay to just do it. And I actually sized this trade down half size. And so I'm not thinking about the money, which is another answer to that question right there. I'm not worried about my profits. And literally because of this reaction here. So my original one was this. I originally tried to take it here, and I missed it. And I really liked the rejection here on the order flow. I liked it on the chart. I liked it in every way. We tagged these levels. Here, we grinded the levels. So I was okay. I decided to be disciplined and the timing and everything. I'm going to go half size, even though it's evals and I'm already being small size. I said, you know what? Otherwise, I wouldn't take this trade. So I want to take the opportunity. I'm literally risking I risked a little bit more than $100. and I just made 56 bucks on 5 accounts, and I'm going to take that base hit, because if I do this 4 or 5 times, you know, this has like an 80% win rate doing the 0.5 thing, 83 or something. So, you know, that can still stack up, and I can still hit my $200-300 day. Or I trailed it down and it happened to fall out that one time, like what you said, and I had my TP all the way down here. So if it had fallen out of the sky while I was trailing down, then even better. But that's maybe going to happen sometimes and not other times. And in this situation, I'm okay locking in my, it seems funny, I made literally $56 times 5 accounts, which I know that's peanuts, but it is this strategy, or I mean, sorry, it is this area right here where otherwise I just wouldn't take it. I'm like, okay, missing this. Like, we already tested this. We're grinding into these VWAPs. It wasn't perfectly clean. Half size, take my 56 bucks and not think about the money, which is another answer to that question there. It's like, I will try to rush it, or I have in the past with props especially, like, and it set me back so much. Like, my desire to be right, or my desire to be a profitable trader, my desire to be winning, my desire to take a good trade on stream, that has put me back so much, where, yeah, our goal is to be profitable, but the reality is the slow way is generally the faster way, and we have to prove it incrementally. So like I'm trying to teach a couple phases right now. And so there's phase 1, which is like literally try to get as close to break even as possible. I call it like learn to swim, which is exactly what you're saying. Like, we got to get as close to break even as possible before we can even imagine getting profitable. You can't go from like, you know, you can't go from not being a profitable trader to suddenly being a consistently profitable trader overnight. It's just not reality.
Yep. Like, it's putting the game in easy mode and just trying to work up the steps the right way. And I know, again, like, it's not what a lot of traders want to hear, right? It's why so many of the BS on social media does so well. Like, all you're going to do is make $10,000 a month if you do these 3 simple things for a minute a day. Like, most, just go to the realities, guys. Most traders, vast majority, are not break even. They are losing money trading. So the goal is not how do I make $1,000 a week. It's how do I get to break even? How do I withstand wins and losses where I do not make or lose any money, right? So, you know, what does your approach on the chart look like and your risk management to get that done?
And the reality is that the truth is you technically could be profitable overnight, but what defines profitability? It's probably like at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So the only way to actually know if you were profitable last night is to also see if you're profitable the next night and the next night and the next night. And only when you have that track record do you really know. But if you can build a track record and get close to break even, then you're already ahead of 95% of the traders, or whatever the statistics are. And then at that point, you make the little nudge, you look at your sessions, you're like, oh, London or Asia session aren't working for me. New York's working good. Well, let's see what happens if I cut out those sessions. Or NQ is where my biggest losses are. Maybe I cut out NQ and I just trade YM or ES or whatever. And before you know it, you went from swimming to being somewhat profitable. And then you do another study and you build it incrementally. But without that foundation of having that consistency that you're talking about, like what's 1-to-1 when I wait for my key levels I've been studying, okay, I use previous day high, low, and mid. Okay, if I only use these levels and I go for a 1-to-1 when we close through them with this candle and I have my process, what are my results? And then build upon it.
Yeah, that's it. Again, like it was a really tough day. I do remember it was like after a super frustrating London session, I was waking up in the middle of the night, and I didn't like to look at my equity curve at the time in live accounts because it was a straight shot down. And I had to sit back and I was watching other traders, and someone was kind of talking about what I'm talking about now. And I realized, dude, if I entered randomly with a 1-to-1, even if I was on the wrong side of trends sometimes, even with fees and commissions and spreads and swaps because I was trading Forex, I would be way better off than I was right now. And I'd be closer to break even. And so would most traders. So if you sit down with that hard fact and you go, all of this BS that I'm trying to do is not really helping me. Let me simplify what I'm doing from a math perspective, just basics, right? On win rate and risk reward. What is my goal? And then have some basic entry criteria risk management around that. You can get closer to trying to get to that first step, which is break even. And that helped me a ton. I ran that kind of test, and I immediately, my trading was like different overnight. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I can actually just try to enter at areas that make sense without doing this crazy BS and start to make money this way. And the answer is yeah. So There's a ton of questions in the chat, man. You guys are asking some.
I want to try to hit a few quickies here. So which VWAP is the gray one? This is my London VWAP that I set this morning, and I actually would have had 2 winning trades that I missed while I was getting ready. Dude, I've been having a hard time sleeping lately. I did no caffeine for a week, and then I started again this week. And I think that's why yesterday I couldn't sleep and today I couldn't sleep. I got like 4 hours at most each night. And even though I cut myself off by noon, I think after taking a week off, I'm hypersensitive. But so I would have had this double break here, and I would have had this VWAP continuation or whatever. And I missed both those trades this morning because I've been really trying to capitalize on the London session, and I normally miss the move by the time I get on stream. So now I've been leaving my laptop by my bed, and when I wake up to get ready, I literally just open it up and get ready to take these trades before the stream. But I missed them today. So yeah, that's the London VWAP right there. $56. Yeah, here, I'll show you the screenshot here. So this was this trade, and I would not have taken this trade unless I made myself double size down half. And I actually have one of these accounts as a 25K funded. So I just based it on that account sizing. So because it's a 25K and I was half sized, I went ahead and just took the trade. It's like, $56. You might not think that's a lot, but if you do that every day for 20 days, I mean, month after month, that's still going to get you more payouts than 97% of the people. So I'm cool with it. And it's just about the process over profits here for me, where otherwise I would not have taken that trade. And I'm just trying to practice what we're talking about right now, and to me, it's more about the trade idea and studying the VWAP and everything. Like, I didn't want to risk on this one.
Nice.
And so, yeah, it doesn't seem like a significant amount at all. I just wanted to take the trade. I took it. I followed my system. If I had done my full size, yeah, it would have been nice to make $150 on each one of those accounts, but it's not the point right now for me. Otherwise, I would not have taken it. And yes, it is negative R&R, and I don't know if that's a question beyond that, but technically that is negative R&R, correct? Yep. With micros on, say, MES, one can feel risk without getting bludgeoned. Yep, facts. And that's exactly what I was going for on this trade. Practice the idea, see how it plays out, build my confidence in this new setup I'm trading, and, getting that opportunity to take the trade.
Good questions, guys. Good questions. I'm reading some of them. It's FOMC. What the F are you guys trading? Yeah, I'd agree, right? It's pre-market for FOMC ahead of 2 p.m. We talked about that quite a bit, right? Talked about the conditions, not treating every day the same. And like me and Luna were saying, maybe it's FOMC and rollover and crazy news coming out of the Middle East and gap up. And you go, you know what? I haven't traded this before. I'm not going to trade it today. Or I'm going to trade it on demo, right? I'm just going to go outside and touch some grass. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Exactly, right? And that's like partly why I'm trading such small size here. And I mean, the thing is, both of these groups have 25K in them. So I'm trading extra small right now. So, but it all adds up. Look at that, 10 accounts.
100%.
So I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, trading 25K accounts. Also, people got to realize, like, there's kind of two different, more aggressive approaches to prop firms, because none of them are really conservative. If you copy trade a boatload of accounts together and you go really small risk, which like 10% of the account is not really small risk, or over 10 or 20% of the account, we're talking about like on a 25K account, maybe it's $1,000 drawdown. It's not really light, you are working yourself towards a larger payout, right? Across a lot of accounts. If you're going to trade one really aggressively, like I do from most of my stuff, it's just a different approach. So it's about the chart, man. The risk behind it could be whatever we want it to be, as much as we can handle, right? As we always want to scale up, but it's about the chart in front of you. So definitely don't forget that, guys. Nice trade, dude. And good exit as we're popping back up here.
Yeah, it's 3 micros on each account. So, take what I can get here. Like, it was because of the structure here, that was 3.5 points. Like,
yeah.
But yeah. I'm trading the trade, not the money. That's the whole thing here. Good morning, Mr. Luna and Mr. Guest. Mr. Guest is Real Deal Futures, guys. RDF, Zach. Oh no, Bulajan. How do I say your last name? I need to read it. Oh man,
that was good. No, now you have to try to say it, Luna. Now you have to butcher it. Boyajan. It's okay. Nobody's getting that one. Real deal Zach is fine. Zach, RDF. We'll go with that.
I'd like to take pride in like looking that stuff up before, but I guess I feel really casual with you.
Yeah, we're chilling.
We had Steven Kalajian on yesterday, and I practiced that name before because I was like, I'm gonna nail his name. I'm not gonna be the guy who's like, oh, by the way, what's your name? Living legend who I'm having on my interview. What's your name? How do you say your name?
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
So you said Balajian? Oh no, now I combine what?
Boyajian.
Now I combined the two. Boyajian.
Yeah. No, you got it. You got it down.
Yeah. You guys remember the name, Zach Boyajian.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the plugs. Happy to have anybody hop in the community, come and hang out. I trade live on YouTube often. I'm on a whole bunch of other streams like this. Real Deal Zach across socials, Real Deal Futures everywhere. It's awesome to see so many peeps hopping on. You got a ton of people hopping on, man, across socials. It's a big stream for early market, man.
Yes, sir. It looks like James left his. It looks like James is maybe still streaming on his channel for some reason.
Let's go.
But yeah, we got 550 people here on YouTube, guys. So we can run a giveaway, guys. Well, let's run a giveaway.
Giveaway time.
We did a Lucid. Let's do an Aqua Futures giveaway here, guys. But we need the likes. I'm gonna check. Don't disappoint me here. Okay, we at least need half of the viewers, or I'm gonna go crazy. So we have 228, guys. Let's get these likes up. For our boy here, guys, let's get 300 likes at least, guys. We got 542 now on YouTube. We got people tuning in from X. So let's see if we can hit that. What did I say? 300? Yeah,
smash
guys.
the like button, chat. Crush it.
and it really is. We really appreciate it too, just to see the support and let them know that we're doing our job here, guys.
Yeah, appreciate you guys hopping on. It's awesome. I always try to say it on the live sessions. You could be doing anything, hanging out on anybody else's stream or just anywhere else in the world. If you're hanging out, listen to us yap, asking questions. That's awesome. Yo, Zach, you look like Oliver. I don't know who that is. I don't know if I should be offended or thankful, but I have to look up this person that someone in chat said I look like. Chat. Question: how much do you think IQ plays into being a consistent trader? Can I read some of these, Luna, while we're waiting for people to smash the like button?
For sure.
Yeah. I don't think like a high IQ helps you out that much. I really don't. I would take a lower IQ, super disciplined, motivated, confident person over a super duper intelligent, high IQ person. Oh, it's a French soccer player. Okay, I'll take that one. I don't think you have to be super duper smart to be a successful trader. In fact, I find most traders are not absolute brainiacs that are making money consistently, especially not with with futures and props. I think honestly someone said a high IQ hurts you. I think being like super duper smart can work against you. Being really self-aware, really in tune with your emotions, and being extremely resilient, I would say all of those characteristics are probably super helpful.
There's a classic like crypto bell curve meme.
Oh yeah.
It's like something like this. I don't know, guys. I'm just putting the first one I see. I hope it's not too offensive.
No, for sure.
It's like you either need to be like low on the spectrum or high on the spectrum, because if you're in the middle, like you're gonna be the average, which is not where you want to be. So you either need to be like brain dead simple and just like, yep, I just take my 30-minute flip like me. I just take the candle flip at my level. Or you need to be like, if you're gonna try to plan it all out and do all the things and read the footprint and the CVD, you better be a brainiac, because if you're stuck in the middle, you're screwed.
I do not think I'm the smart. I do not think I'm the smartest person out there. I think I overthought trading for a long time. I went to college and stuff, but like I don't think it helps. I don't think all that unless you're gonna be like a quant, algorithmic based trader with insane stuff. I don't think it helps, man. Stupidly simple, basic trading is in my humble opinion, what helped me. Right, I can only speak from my experience. So, that stuff is just.
Yep.
Yeah. Not gonna help.
Keep it stupid simple, right?
Stupidly simple.
Yep. Love it. So guys, for this giveaway, guys, hit that like button. We're almost there, guys. We just need a few more here. Let's get 37 more likes. I'm gonna hold you to it, guys. 300 likes, and we're gonna run this giveaway. All of our giveaways have no activation fee. What that means, someone is gonna get the opportunity to take that account to a payout without spending any money. Of course, The challenging part is the journey there. All these things we're talking about hopefully help you a little bit. And, you know, to take it slow, don't be in a rush. This opportunity could lead to more and more. You know, you get that one payout, you can compound the prop accounts just like we're doing over here. So, you know,
smash the like button. Someone wrote, "I went to college" is the funniest statement. Yeah, it didn't.
That's hilarious.
It didn't really help me too much in the markets, right? You know, it's not going to help you figure out how to not take a buy after the last 3 buys didn't work, and you really want to take a payout. No, someone asked a couple questions. There's 1,000 ones in here. We definitely can't read all of these. You guys are in here asking a bunch of good questions. But hey, Zach, how do you approach prop firms if you have $500 to play with? Here's my honest answer. I wouldn't approach prop firms with $500 to play with. That's my honest answer. I would not buy one prop account. I would not buy a couple of prop accounts. You know, if you only have $500 to work with for trading, I'd keep it on demo until you have a larger bankroll. You know, can you get started? Sure. You could buy a $50 eval today from any one of the prop firms that are on the screen. You could buy an instant funded account and trade it slowly. But if that's all of your capital right now, I think you're going to struggle to have any type of progress that's meaningful to you, you know, with that starting capital. And I would just wait. And like we were talking about earlier, work a job, right? Work your 9 to 5, get the W-2, get the side gig, right? Something, because trading is not a money printer. It's a money multiplier. So what reasonable amount of money can I expect to make with $500, right? Versus what reasonable amount of money can I expect to make with $5,000 or $50,000 or $500,000, right? It gets incredibly easier to make more money with less risk the more capital you have, and incredibly more difficult to try to flip accounts with risk of ruin and no additional capital to work with. So I would just take it slow. You know, if it's not all your capital, you're coming into trading, you know, what would you do? And you had, you know, other money, and maybe I'm misinterpreting it. Evals are pretty solid to get started with, or instant funded accounts. You could get, you know, one solid instant funded account, trade it super duper slow towards a payout. Or you could run a bunch of evals and get funded with a bunch of evals, and maybe, you know, trade those a little bit more aggressively towards a payout. You know, if you were experienced already and you had, you know, proof of concept, and you don't only have $500 to your name. So it's crazy to do.
Facts, yeah. And especially when there's like you can trade for free. You can use demo accounts. Like you can download Atos and use the demo account for free. And that's like super expensive. Well, it's not super expensive. That's like professional software right there. And you get a month for free. Definitely do everything like that before you spend your only $500, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I see a bunch of different comments on it, man. You guys were funny on the IQ comments. Somebody said, wait, I read it. Bro, I had $100 and I secured 1.5 payouts from it. Listen, I think that's epic. That's so awesome. You are in a subset of traders that you are like 1 in a million if you do that, right? Like most traders are not securing a 1.5K payout, spending, you know, 1.5K, right? So you're in an extreme subset if you get that done, which is why, you know, if you have $500, get a second job. You know, some people said that. You know, I think, again, you're putting yourself in that situation, right? Trading is so hard as it is. We talked about this earlier. Is you're back against the wall with no capital, no money to trade with. You are severely disadvantaged over people that have money to trade with. And the people that have money to trade with, myself, Luna, maybe guests that are coming on here, we still struggle. It's still really hard, you know? So we know how much mindset and psychology comes into play. If you need that money, man, or this money is not money that you should be trading with, it's not risk capital, it's like a death sentence. It really is. So I know that's not what people want to hear. They want to hear us to get rich quick scheme, hop in my group. Only thing we're waiting for is your beard secret. Just don't cut it, guys. Just don't cut it. Chat, you guys are funny, dude. You guys are so funny.
So we got to run this giveaway, chat. I'm going to open up and see how many likes we have. Everyone, if you haven't hit that like button, hit it now, because, man, I might just rage quit. Okay, we have 23 more likes, guys. Let's hit 300.
We're waiting. We're holding you guys to it. Listen, we're gonna answer questions and yap with you guys about beards until we hit 300 likes.
561 current viewers, guys. Dude. I know we can get. Here we go. 15 more likes, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and queue it up. I believe we're gonna get it.
You guys got it. Do you stop loss based on beard length? Yes. As your beard grows longer, it adds to you like an avatar hair, and you're able to size heavier. No, some good questions while you guys are smashing the like button because you're about to hit it. Someone says, Zach, I agree and disagree. I started with 2 evals and $100 in a personal account. Personal now at $450 after 3 weeks, and now have 2 funded and 3 evals. Only been trading 10 weeks. That's incredible. That's really incredible. I want to give you my faith that you will continue down that path, and I think it's awesome. I can only speak from experience, right? Where I have watched a lot of traders over the years. I'm grateful to have communities of my own, right? To be able to share across social, to be able to talk and see thousands of traders, right? In person. I can only go off of experience. And I think there's that mean, right? When do most people start to make money consistently, right? Where is the spot where most people are not making money with capital and experience? And, where is the spot where it's much more reasonable to think that you're able to make money, with experience and capital. So, I certainly don't want to come on here and be negative or tell anybody they can't do anything, man. I think get after it and be the exception, right? Go for it. But there's just so much BS, and I don't want to curse on here. There's so much BS in the space where I'm profitable and making millions of dollars. Look at my Lambo in 2 years, right? And that's just not the reality for 99.999% of people. Maybe it's the reality 7 years when you've come to trading with some money because you worked outside jobs, you started super slow, right? Maybe it's the reality for, much more realistic, right? But, really early on, 10 weeks, you're a baby. You just got here. You are brand new. For 99.9% of traders, I would say do not have any risk on the line at all for 10 weeks of trading, right? It's an extremely competitive, difficult business. But, do your thing. Do your thing, right? Not financial advice. That's all I could say. 300 likes. I see it. 301. You guys,
let's go.
We got to 300, and then people started unliking it. What the hell are you guys doing to yourself here? What was that?
Wait, what?
So it was like bouncing right at 300 on the. You guys are funny,
what?
Dude. You guys are so funny.
What?
I
don't want to see that. Don't show me. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that next time when they do that.
There you go, 305. You're smashing it.
We're gonna run this giveaway. I'll ban everyone in chat.
Everybody's getting the axe today.
All right, so I'm gonna just create this code chat, and I'm gonna do. You know what? Just a reminder again. I'm gonna do it in my normal style, guys. Today is a certain type of day. It is FOMC day. So, I forget how to do this. / Dude, I'm in the wrong channel. I was in the wrong Discord trying to figure out the giveaway bot. All right, guys. So if you haven't already, make sure you're ready for the giveaways and you're caught up on stream. Click that live button. We got our other hosts stepping in soon. We got Zach Zarb. We got Mr. Teammate Alex at lunch at noon. So be ready, be prepared, guys. Head on into the Discord. We got discord.com/invite/prop4match. Link is pinned to the comment right here above us. So definitely click that link or just go to the website, discord.com/invite/prop4match. Once you're in the Discord, head on down to the verification channel first. It says welcome rules verification. Follow the steps in there. It only takes a second. Verify that you're human. And then once you do that, you will have access to the rest of the channel. Don't freak out. And scroll on down, you'll see the giveaway portal and the code we're just going to do. We already did RDF, guys. Don't forget the name, Real Deal Futures.
Spam Zach, that with my socials. This way you don't have to say it again.
Oh, shoot. Hold on.
Well, yeah, send it. Send it, guys. Y'all are awesome, chat.
Oh, God. Boyan. Oh, shoot.
Bouillon. It's all good.
Okay.
No, voyaging.
Bouillon. Wait.
Listen. Real deal, Zach. Zach is fine, Luna. Zach is fine, chat. Guys, we're gonna have a
like soup,
dude.
Bouillon.
You got Steve's name right. That's all that matters. You don't have to get mine. You spent all the IQ getting Steve's name right, and that's much more.
This is what we're talking about, the IQ meme, guys. You don't have to be smart to do
Zach
this.
Boyajin, but it's a more difficult Armenian last name that nobody ever gets right ever, and I never expect it at all. But thank you, Luna.
Yeah, I'm just trolling for real. Yeah, I remember things, I swear.
Oh man.
So, well, okay, create code, and we're gonna do FOMC, guys, because it is FOMC day, and I'm gonna give you guys just 1 minute to do it because we're gonna see who's paying attention, who's listening. You shouldn't need more than a minute to click a button and type in FOMC. That is gonna be the code, and we're gonna run this for an Aqua Futures account. Big shout out to our sponsors, Aqua Futures and Lucid Trading, guys. They're giving us these accounts to give away to you. Support the community and support them, support us. Use code match at checkout of any of your favorite prop firms, and use propfirmmatch.com to compare different firms. You know, sometimes people are like, oh, why do you have this firm on there? And I'm like, they're like, oh, look, they denied my payout. And you look at prop firm match and it says lately a lot of people have had delayed payouts or whatever the thing is. So guys, always check propfirmmatch.com first before you try a new firm. Read the reviews and all of that, and use code match to get the best deal. Gather loyalty points if you submit it in your account dashboard. So I'm going to start this giveaway right now, guys. You got giveaway. It's going to be 1 minute to enter in 3, 2, 1. All right. It is in there, right there, in there like swimwear. So guys, the code is FOMC and you have 1 minute to enter. I'm going to enter too. I've won twice.
Have
Somehow.
you really?
Like twice. Yep.
Oh, that's so funny.
And it's like hundreds of people normally.
That's awesome. That's epic. People love the.
One time I doubled down, but then it happened the second time I didn't do anything. So when I won the first time though, I gave away 2 instead of 1 because I'm not going to take it.
Nice.
I threatened them though. I will take it. You guys take those likes away. I'm going to take the giveaway away.
That's it, guys. Don't play around. Don't play around with the likes on here.
We don't play. Wow, look at that bleeder.
Yeah, dude, I know. I'll show you my account. I think yeah, dude, we came way back down. So chat, this was my trade if you hopped on earlier. I locked up like 600, what was it, 620, 640 bucks, something like this. This was the actual entry and then my exit. I was stopped to break even here as we started to push to the upside. As you can see, I don't love fixed take profits. Now, not every day is going to work out like this, but I did have a take profit up here at the high or past the high, somewhere like that. Clipped it here because I felt we could possibly chop. And, you know, again, decent trade management, decent read. This wasn't just a chop around here. This was a break lower. So, you know, again, we were going to hold this kind of choppy downtrend that we got going on, coming back through VWAP here. We found some buyers. We couldn't take it higher. Tried a couple times. So I'm happy to not let that winner turn into a loser. And awesome that you caught it on the way back down. On, you know, first you got to have the order filled, and then you caught it on the way back down the second time. So,
dude, we're out here making the markets.
I mean, I don't know, chat. I don't know. We got a lot of W's here today. I don't know. It's almost like we know a thing or two. Now, listen, guys, here's the comment before you run the giveaway. We don't know what's going to happen next. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. I'd love to hop on here every damn day and anywhere else and take wins. I can't tell you whether the market's going to be, you know, move in my direction or not move in my direction. Anyone that tells you that is out of their mind or just has no idea about how the markets function. But run the giveaway.
All right, let's run it, guys. All right, so this is for an Aqua Futures account, no activation fee. So we're gonna run it in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Oh, wait, we can't do it without a gong. There we go. All right, let's go. Good luck, everyone. Good luck.
Dude, the giveaways are the sound effects are so funny. I love it.
Yeah, I don't do the duck race, but I do the sound effects hard. So Angia, GBU, congratulations. Angia, this is your account here. So just stick around in the Discord, and I think they reach out to you these days. And you know, give it up to a week for you to get your account is generally what we say. And congratulations. So I'm gonna go ahead and tag you in the Discord. And man, what a W sesh, man. Are you I'm so glad you came.
Yeah, this was awesome, dude. I'm ready to wrap up here around 8 o'clock. Dude, this was awesome. Super fun, good conversation. Nice to catch some winners, and great questions from the chat. We had James on, which was fun. Good stuff, man. This was awesome.
Yeah, we had our own little panel. So man, I super appreciate it. And yeah, what do you want to leave chat with? What quick few words? I know you gotta go.
Yeah, man. Guys, structure and accept your risks. Trading's a long game. I think it can happen for really 99.9% of people that are willing to do the hard work and stand the test of time. Some money, like we were saying a lot, some money multiplier, not a money printer. So, you know, be careful there. But if anybody wants to hop in the community, man, realdealfutures.com. More than happy to have you on. Real Deal Zach across socials. Thanks, Prop for Match and Luna, for having me. You guys are awesome. Hope to be back on here soon.
Thank you for joining us, Zach. Guys, links are in the comments right here. Thank you, Zach.
Talk to you soon, Luna. Thanks again, man.
Peace out. Guys, W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Oh. W's in the chat. We got the man, Real Deal Futures on. I've been waiting for this. I bet his jawline is jacked. We got chat. We'll never know. We'll never know. We should have asked him. You missed your chance to ask him about his jawline. W's in the chat, guys. Chat, y'all awesome. Thank you, man. W's for Zach, guys. Real Deal Futures in the house. When is RDF coming on next, guys? Maybe just keep bugging us, keep bugging him. Maybe go follow him on his channel. Comment, hey, we want you back, and we'll try to book him again, guys. We appreciate his time here. He stuck around for quite a while, right? He was on for 2 hours, guys. So, man, what a G, waking up bright and early and joining us. I know he's got a lot going on. He's a runner, he's a family man, all that stuff. So we really appreciate any time we can get with someone like him. And you know, he comes in hot with the sauce. Comes in hot with the sauce. He really brings it and brings his full attention every time, and I really appreciate having that energy here, guys. Pro trader in the house. So, guys, we got a big show ahead today, guys. We got more guests. We got Zach Arbucci about to take over the stream. We got teammate Alex coming on at noon. So everyone, stay tuned for a good show ahead. We got FOMC. We have Trump at 9:30. It's a big day. We're gonna stay safe. That's why, guys, I sized down on that last trade. And both trades here I took pretty small size, and that's quite all right. Not gonna complain to take a little winner trade at pre-market. Do you make music? Oh, yeah, I have fun. I'm not like a professional or something. I have a question. Don't you find the market behavior different for the last few weeks? You know, I just kind of assume it's always going to be different. I'm kind of always assuming, you know, that like I try to identify what the regime is at the moment, what the meta is and stuff, but then I kind of just leave it at the door and see what the market's going to give me. Even today, I took trades. But guys, I took little baby trades, right? I was being very risk adverse. And pre-FOMC, I didn't want to take a full loss. So I sized way down and I took my quick little scalps, and that means little baby base hits. But it's okay. I can be a little baby sometimes. So there it is. Yeah, I got back here. We got some synths. We got a Juno 60, a little Moog, and Ray Kurzweil. Luna, I watched your guest from yesterday last night. Interesting. Lives in Jupiter, Florida. Yes. What's up, Mustang Trader in the house? So, guys, we got Mr. Zach coming on here. I'll give him. So, I don't like to be late because I got to start the stream, but man. Hey, Luna, you talked about your coach earlier. Who is your coach? Austin. No, my coach is, no one knows my coach. I know him through Rips. He's not on socials. What up, Luna? How are you doing? It's been a while. What's up, Liquidity in the house? It's going great. Thanks for asking. How are you? So, guys, I'm going to give Zach another minute here, and then I'm going to hop on off. I got calls. I've been doing some coaching calls in the morning. Coaching calls with my Discord. Can you play the setup? Is that a song? Is that a song? All right, y'all. Well, I will see you tomorrow bright and early here for the London sesh. And make sure to follow me as well as our wonderful guests. So I want to give you guys some links here. Hook me up with some follows here on Instagram. I appreciate it. And oh yeah, here's my new vlog on YouTube. So check out my vlog and give me that follow there on YouTube as well. So there it is, guys. There it is. Alex plays it a lot. What did you say it was called? What did you say it was called? The Setup. Okay. I want to leave you guys with the song The Setup. I've never even heard it before. My StreamYard's glitching out. So I can't refresh it, guys, or I'll lose you. So I'm just going to see if I can see the setup. If not, it's not letting me scroll down. I'd have to hit refresh. Nope. I don't see it, but I'm just going to cut back to the intro music that I normally play. And guys, I hope you have a wonderful session. Zach will be with you shortly. And I appreciate, guys, all the likes and the views and the good questions. Guys, amazing questions today. And I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget, guys, use code MATCH at checkout to get the best deal at your favorite prop firm, propfirmmatch.com. Compare different prop firms, check them out before you buy, and leave reviews of the ones you have traded on. It's how we get non-biased reviews. So definitely use propfirmmatch.com, make an account, get loyalty points, submit when you use code MATCH to your account, and you can get loyalty points for free accounts. Join us here every day, guys, for giveaways. We got giveaways the rest of the day with Zach coming on, with Alex coming on, and Zach's actually going to get in right here before I cut, or maybe not. But guys, W's in the chat, and here we go. We got Zach coming in, and it's going to be a wonderful session, guys. Stay tuned.
chat. How we doing? Sorry for the long wait. It was crazy. My sister-in-law, who's also my nanny, dude, she took my computer. Oh, we have the exact same computer. We both have the MacBook Pro. She dead ass took my computer to her home. So now I'm using her computer for a couple hours until she gets here. She comes in at 10 to help with the baby. And, I'm using hers, and I don't know, it was a lot harder to set everything up than I thought. What's going on? Dude, I always have something going on. There's always something going on. It ain't even my fault though. You know what I mean? Like, how's it my fault? Oh yeah, well right now we're in the bedroom. We're probably going to be shooting some off. Yeah, why is the music so loud? There we go. That was not me, that was Luna. He probably had it on for the Be Right Back screen. What I was saying was, my sister-in-law, which is also our nanny, she works with us every day pretty much while I work, helps out with the baby. Bro, we have the exact same computer. We both have MacBook Pros, and she took my computer. Wait, are we good now? Okay, better. Dude, she took my computer by accident because we both have the same computer. So it took me a minute to get everything set up. And then I was just joking around saying, like, there's always something going on with me, bro. There's always something. Can you guys let me know, are we good? Can you hear me? What? Fire? No, my sister-in-law, but it was an accident. We both have the exact same computer. We literally have black MacBook Pros. Y'all are crazy, bro. I trade on a MacBook? Yes, bro. You could make 100K, 150K, 200K a year trading on a goddamn MacBook. All right, you freaking nerds. You don't need to have 50 screens, bro. You don't need to have 50 screens. 50 screens is not going to make you more profitable. I promise you. It's not going to make you profitable. Fucking mic. Now I have a mic issue, dude. Hold up. The audio was good. Oh, you know. I guess her speaker's not good. Let me see how this sounds. I got to set up my my real mic. But we're having issues, guys. Oh, God. I'm so discombobulated. I hate when I have, like, I'm not going to lie, it was really annoying when I found out my MacBook was my MacBook. That was annoying. But we'll deal with it. It is, like, honestly a mistake. All right, let's see how this sounds. It does sound pretty bad. You want me to knock on the window? It's real. Yeah, and your boy does this with a MacBook Pro. So all you nerds with 50 monitors, y'all do not need all that sauce. People get 50 monitors just to lose money every day. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm gonna connect my AirPods real quick to this thing. Why is there a tripod outside my window? You're retarded, bro. Hold on. It's a tripod inside my home, you retard. Do people really think I'm using a green screen? Was that someone trying to be a detective? They have all the gear, but no idea how to trade. Dude, I'm telling you, it's real. Trading on a laptop and my kitchen table. Yes, dude. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so we're good. Can everybody hear me decent? Are we all right? There's traders making money on their phones too. Look at Ocala, bro. All right, let me get my charts up and all that. Are we good? Is the audio okay? Yesterday, everyone was saying it was fine. I hadn't set up my mic yet. What country? New York, baby. New York City is its own country. Okay, let's make the music even lower. I'm fine with that. You really want me to knock on the window again? Hold on, let me put my charts up. So what has this market been doing? I still think we go lower today, Chad. I will say. All three hosts have long hair. That's the secret. Dude, maybe it is. Maybe that is the key. I'm at my work desk with my laptop just to trade on. The life to have multiple screens. I have more screens for work than trading. Dude, I'm telling you, you don't need a lot of screens, guys. That's like... Okay, there's nothing wrong with like having a lot of screens if you want to have a lot of screens. Nothing wrong with it, bro. I'm just saying, like, I do see a lot of people out there who have like 50 screens and they don't make any money trading, and it's just kind of funny, right? It is funny. What were we doing before? I had a 6. I liked it. There was a cool view last time. Not that one. What was that view I was using? I liked it. It was a newer one. This is kind of good. So what do you think? Do you like this one? Or do you like the usual? Yeah, okay, AX Benzo, I think we're just going to close the gap. I literally think we're just going to close the gap. For it's FOMC too, so we got to be careful today, chat, because you got FOMC at 2 p.m. The morning session might not be the best. Like, honestly, Alex's lunchbox session is probably going to be the move. Mind the gap, you will get to hate that in London, huh? What does that mean? How do I get the 7-day free trial? What trial for what? There's also a daily fair value gap down there somewhere. It's amazing how many moves have happened during lunch recently. Yeah, lunch session has been pretty decent. At least last week. I feel like on Monday it was terrible. I don't know how it was yesterday. I was done trading. Yeah, guys, I think we're just coming for this gap today for FOMC. Like, that's really my thought process. I don't think we're going to leave it. Yeah, man. Yes, I finished with a swing trade. I actually closed it out here. I closed it out live on stream. I could actually pull that up because Trade Locker, it keeps all the executions. Let me see. I don't have any of my, like... Not everything. My stuff isn't all like automatically logged in. Okay, here we go. Here, hold on. Where's my executions? Oh wait, this is GBP CAD. I was like, what? Your boy don't trade GBP CAD. How do I go to NQ? Here we go. Okay, so there's my executions on the swing trade. So I entered my short here. You can see the sell symbols right there. Held through all this chop right here. and then caught that sell down. Look at that. Bam. Beautiful trade. That made me about $2,000, $1,900 on the account. This is funded. So the cool thing about this account is there's no consistency rule, no daily loss limit, or there is a daily loss limit, I'm sorry, no consistency rule and daily payout. So I could literally take out half of that money today if I wanted, but I'm not going to do that because then my buffer, I'd have like no buffer. So I want to try to get these accounts to at least 6,000, take out 3, maybe even get them to 8, take out 4. I don't know. It's like a lower priority account, right? Because I'm not copy trading it. Like my bigger priority is my top 1 futures and my Apex accounts. Hopefully, if we can get those to pay out before June is over, just with those alone, I'll be up 20K for the month. So that's my real focus. The E8 account is more of a novelty. But yeah, that is my plan. Just keep hammering like swing trade ideas, or I will take a day trade, but depends if I see something I really like, you know. But as far as everything else, I can show you guys top 1 futures. Let me go to TradeZella. I can show you guys top 1 futures and my Apex accounts because those are looking good. Dude, damn, they're making me like log into all this stuff for the first time. I thought I have my Chrome on here. I thought it's supposed to have everything ready to go. Like, what is this? Dude, what is this? Like, I'm just trying to log into TradeZella, guys. Like, what is? I literally can't even see what I'm doing. She has like her brightness on her screen. Like, I can't do anything with this. What the? Chat, I'm so annoyed that I don't have my computer right now. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, am I not gonna be able to log into TradeZella? Like, what is going on, bro? Yeah, I'm using my sister-in-law's laptop because she took mine. Let me just try to go out of TradeZella and go back in. This is crazy, bro. Okay, I'm in. Now I'm in. Jesus. Okay, so here's my top 1. Dude, you wouldn't fire your sister. It was an accident, bro. She literally has the exact same laptop as me. Like, we have the exact same setup. Oh, do you want me on the left side? Left side's better? Okay. I believe that. That can make sense. Okay, now I can put this back. Yep, she's imagine, dude. Imagine she was on my TradeZella just firing IFVGs. Can you call them or message? Message who? Where did she take it to? Her home. She'll be here. She'll literally be here in she'll be here in an hour and a half. She comes here every day. Actually, let's do this. Oh, that's so much better. You hate TradeZella? I love TradeZella, bro. All right, let's get focused, guys. I'm sorry, we're a bit discombobulated for the day. It'll be good.
Wait, how's my audio? All right, no, the audio is not terrible. All right, guys, we're gonna run some giveaways. I got 3 giveaways to do: 2 Lucid, 1 Aqua Futures for you. So let's get up to 400 likes if we can. We're at 350. We got over 500 people watching. That should be easy. So 400 likes. I'll run some giveaways, and in the meantime, we'll take a look at the charts. But yeah, FOMC is upon us. So I don't know how good the morning session is going to be. We don't have any 8:30 news. Well, we have 7:30 news. No, we have 8:30 news. Her hours are so crazy. Yeah, we have 8:30 news. 8:30 news. That's about to hit right now. So let's see how that goes. It's doing nothing. Are those funded accounts? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm trading wait, you mean for the giveaways? Well, they're challenges. Lucid Pro challenges and Aqua Futures challenges. Oh, but let me go back to what I was talking about. So these 3 accounts, I need to make 6,000 to get a $9,000 payout, right? Because I can take out 3,000 per account. I have 3 of them. So I am about $1,400 away. $1,400 away from a 9K payout here with Top 1 Futures. And then I'll also log into Apex because Apex is pretty close too. It's about the same amount of, I need to make about 1,400, something like that, or 1,500 here. And here are my 7 Apex accounts. You can see right here, balance is currently 52,000 in them. I need to get them to 53.5, and I'll be able to take out 10.5 thousand. So that'll put me just shy of 20K for the month if we could lock in both of these payouts before June is up. I think it's very possible. So we'll just keep grinding away at it. Keep grinding away. What do you guys think? Here, let me go. What do you guys think? Just drop it in the chat. Bullish or bearish today? And Trump is going to speak at 9:30. Are you kidding me? It's hilarious. Classic. I mean, we technically have an 80% setup. That's a big problem for the bears. We have previous days POC way above us. ES just about touched its POC. NQ is way away. I just use the built-in TradeZella copier. I don't use anything fancy, man. I use the copier that's built in TradeZella. And we have FOMC, yeah. Bearish to the gap fill after FOMC will decide. I think it's going to happen by the time FOMC is over. I do think that'll happen. You think bullish at first? It could go bearish at first. I wouldn't short right here. It's not the worst area. We probably push the highs first. Let's take a look at the midnight price. Okay, so we're pretty much smack on midnight. I would like to short down to the Asia low. I think my bias is going to be shorting for Asia in the morning session. You cannot use bracket orders in the TradeZella copier, so that's something people don't like. I could care less, man. I just set my stop loss and my take profit after. It means nothing to me personally, but it might mean something to you. Would you please be able to share us sites where you obtain the most up-to-date market news? You're talking to the wrong guy. I just look at Forex Factory to find out when the data release comes out. That's it. I'm OG simple. OD. Chat, my coffee machine is going to get here today. It's the same one Austin Silver has. He put me onto it. I'm so hyped. See, it's expected today. This thing makes espresso. It makes cold brew. It makes drip coffee. Makes everything, bro. It's out for delivery. Dope. Okay. You know what's cool about this coffee machine? Apparently it has barista assisted technology, meaning you can't fuck up your espresso. Like that's like the philosophy behind the machine, is that anybody can pull espresso. You're not going to pull a bad cup of espresso. It's called the Ninja Lux, something like that. It's a Ninja product, Ninja Lux. You could do cold foam. I don't know if you could do fraps, but you could do cold foam. Beautiful view. Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you. Digging the new place. Appreciate you, Don. It's not a Breville. No, Breville. Here, I'll look it up. It's the Ninja Lux Cafe Premier 3-in-1 espresso machine. Ninja Lux Cafe Premier. I had a Breville back in the day, but I sucked at making espresso. I was just not from. It was too much work trying to get good at it. So I got this machine because apparently anybody can make espresso with it. It has like all these guardrails so that you don't mess it up. Good morning. You have boot camp to learn from you. Yes, sir. Mentorship is going to be launching in July. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's coming. It's coming. I'm working on it. It's going to be like a real mentorship though, guys. It's not going to be like, hey, join my Discord for $90 a month and I'll see you in there sometimes. Like, it's not going to be like that. It's going to be like a structured, tight-knit group, like real mentorship. It's not going to be like, hey, I just want as many people in there as possible. It's going to be a different type of thing. But I'll talk about that more soon. Oh, you have that? You have that machine? Sick, dude. You literally have that? The Ninja Lux 3-in-1? Sick. Stoked for London? Yes, sir. You have a DeLonghi machine? I've heard of those. I've heard of those. What's my X username? I'll drop my X account for you. Let me just log in. I'm not logged into anything on this computer. There we go. Trump is speaking at 9:30 apparently. Here's my X account, guys, if you want to check it out. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to be waiting for is a move up. I think I would like to see us come and take this hourly swing high right here. Maybe dig into this hourly gap, maybe not, but overall just like hold this overall 4-hour gap zone. And I actually want to look for shorts, man. I would want to look for shorts down to take out PDL. That's really what that's what I want to see today. That's what I'm going to look for. You have courses too. So the mentorship is going to be, I'm definitely going to work on building courses for the mentorship students. But in the meantime, when I first launch it, it's just going to be us like very in-depth weekly group coaching, 3 days a week. I'm talking like 1.5, 2 hour group sessions. Everybody gets time. Everybody everybody asks questions. We'll focus on some people. It's going to be very, inclusive. How much? I don't want to give out the exact price, but it's not going to be dirt cheap, and it's not going to be super expensive. It's going to be affordable for someone who is like actually trying to do this. But it ain't going to be like $50 a month. It's going to be more than that, but it's not going to be like $500 a month. You know what I mean? It's not going to be anything crazy like that. What up, Zach? FOMO creeping in for me. I got 0 setups this week. Yeah. Damn, you haven't taken a single trade, Zid? That's wild. Trump speaking, he might pump the market. Is he speaking right now? Can someone tell me? Is Trump speaking as like right now? I don't think I want to take a pre-market short. Y'all know me taking the pre-market shorts. I don't think I want to do that today. What's ES look like? Oh, there's SMT, man. ES might just push down to PDL first. Should we do 1 micro? 1 micro short, start here? I just feel like we could definitely come for these highs first. I'm tempted to do a 1 micro pre-market short. Is your coaching planned for after close of the market, do you reckon? No, it'll be probably in the PM session. It's probably going to be in the PM session, like 1 o'clock. So we could also do live trading sessions too, but I also want it to be more super focused on teaching. But no, it's going to probably be during market hours, unless for some reason, like everyone in the group can't do market hours. Maybe like we'll see what works for everyone. I'll probably like gauge it with people, but ideally it's going to be around like, you know, the afternoon Eastern time. You're keen, but you're UK based, so just the times. Okay, so PM is probably nighttime. It's probably evening for you. For some people, that's better because they're working. I don't know. They're not working anymore. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Maybe I do 2 sessions. Maybe I do, if there's like 2 different time zones, maybe we do 2. We got to decide and see who's in the group and where everyone's time zone is. PM is fine. Just Asia is overnight. No, yeah, it will not be. It's not going to be like during Asia session. It's going to be in the afternoon, ideally. I'm seeing equal highs on the 30s. 520.